put them on silence, please. Also, please note that the meeting is being recorded. And one last thing, I was absent for the meeting on the 29th, but I have watched the video, so any issues that come up from the last meeting, I do have the ability to vote on those items. So with that said, it is February 12, 2026, and I'd like to open up this public meeting of the Woburn Conservation Commission. First on the agenda under public hearings is Leslie Chu, 15 Murray Road. It's an RDA for a deck and patio. So if there's someone here to speak on the matter, if you would step forward, sign in, and state your name for our note taker, that would be great.
Hello, my name is Chrysula Varadakis. I am the designer for the property at 15 Murray Road. I work for a company called Architect. We are a design build firm. So we do the design and we also do the build of the project.
Thank you. I don't know what that is, but...
So if you give us a
Brief description?
little rundown as
Sure.
to what's being proposed and
Sure.
how any of the conservation regulations come into play.
Sure. So the current area behind the house has an existing deck. There is a lot of concrete back there. There's a concrete walkway that comes from the home to the rear of the property and goes all along for about 4 feet deep on the back side of the house wall and also directly under the existing deck. It's full concrete. It's not in good condition. The deck is supported by this concrete. It's just not usable and maintained. So the scope of work includes removing all of this concrete, disposing of that, and then installing a paver patio. Part of the area between this paver patio and the driveway of the home will have some pea stone. The area under the deck, I believe, will also have pea stone. The deck will be installed with helical footings. There will also be a shade structure adjacent to the deck, and this will also have helical footings. Other than that, the area behind the deck closest to the wetlands is still all lawn, so we will not be making any more yard area, and the deck will be replaced in the same area that exists. That's pretty much the scope. Are there any questions?
All right, I have one fairly, if you look at the plot plan that you submitted, you see where the bordering vegetated wetland line is.
Yes.
I see a line that goes from that to the stairs that says 30.5, give or take, feet, and then another line that goes to the cement pad from that bordering vegetated wetland that says 30. And if that is indeed the case, then the erosion controls are within our 25-foot no disturb.
So,
I did not see a waiver request, and me personally, I would rather not grant a waiver. I would rather see the erosion controls moved out of the 25-foot no disturb.
the dimensions aren't going to what you mentioned. So the 30-foot dimension is going to the front corner of a helical footing for the proposed shade structure. The stairs that we will be building is 10 feet away from that. The other 30.5 foot, that's actually the corner of the deck. I know it's confusing when you see this because it's overlaid, but the green dashes that are by the house, those are the stairs. So those stairs are actually going against the house wall. The green is the proposed work. And so that first 30 feet, like I had said before, goes to the corner of just a support post for a shade structure, which is just 2 posts. If you see, there's a 9'10", and if we follow that line back and then turn the corner back again, you'll see that's where the stairs are. So the stairs are actually 40 feet from the vegetation. And then the edge of the deck, the most outer portion of the deck, is at that 30.5 feet. Bear in mind, these footings are set back 2 feet, so the footings are actually 32.5 feet away from the vegetation.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to see because it's all black and white on our picture.
Do you want me to come show you? So I
Not-
have, you know, can I give you this? Because this has it in color.
Yeah.
Sure.
That may be easier to understand, and the lines there are red. So if you're seeing black and white, you're not seeing at all what I'm describing.
I think the concern is more that the erosion controls are located inside. Can they be,
Oh, they can be wherever you want them to be.
Well, they need to be 25 feet from the bordering vegetative wetland. We have a 25-foot no disturb.
Yeah.
And those erosion controls are within that 25-foot zone.
Okay.
Move
We'll
them
definitely put
closer.
them on the outer
Move
edge of that.
closer.
Does that make sense?
oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
You need this back?
No, you can keep on.
You're going to have enough room to work out there? Because that's going to get pretty close to the deck, I think, right?
It will, but we can also, if we need to, store materials on the area that will eventually be pea stone.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really need to go out into the lawn that much. The way that we will install the patio is that we do over excavate a few feet.
When you look at the plot plan, the erosion controls that start on the left side are really close. So those are going to have to be moved considerably compared to,
We got another look-see on that. I just want to understand what you're looking at. We have plenty of room there. Oh, I see, okay, I see what you mean from the edge. So have the 25 feet, so 5 feet. It'll be tight, but I don't think it's impossible.
I'm sorry?
I said it'll be tight, but I don't think it's impossible. We just can't store materials on the rear of the lawn. All materials will need to be stored, and our sawhorses and cut station will need to be against the house wall. So I don't see that as an issue. So pull the silt stock erosion control out to that 25-foot,
right.
so it's outside of the no disturb.
Yep.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
That's all I have for now. Anybody else?
Me
A
too.
quick question, Mr. Chairman. The concrete that's being removed, is it being dumped right to trucks and taken away, or is it going to be temporarily stored?
No, it's getting removed from the property,
So it's getting
It's
dug
gone,
up and going right into a truck?
a dumpster.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I just have one question, Mr. Chairman. So, you touched on where you were going to store material. So that was going to be my question on the 25-foot no disturb. Where do you plan to store the material for the job?
So if you're looking at your plot plan, this is the back of the house wall. We have our deck here. We have our patio over here.
Yep,
This area is where I would say that we would store the materials, right
Okay.
out in front of the house wall by the driveway side.
okay.
Okay.
So it'll be well out of the 25 foot?
Yes.
Exactly.
Perfect, thank you.
And one other quick question. Between the garage and the house, is there access through there? Is it, I mean, are you getting most of your machines and things around the left side as you're looking at the,
We will not go in between the house and the garage. There's not a lot of room. We will go on the left side of the home, on the opposite side of the
Oh,
garage.
yeah.
all right, thank you.
Anybody else?
I just had a quick question about how the yard waste is handled out there. Do you know how the yard waste is handled?
Hi. So we have a yard company that comes in and they remove all of
Okay.
the clippings or anything that they do. They remove in their trucks and then they discard it elsewhere.
Okay, and so nothing is thrown out?
Oh,
out
no.
back. Okay,
We know
Thank
that's
you.
bad.
appreciate that,
Of
thank you.
course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on the matter? Hearing none, bring it back to the commission for one last opportunity. I think we can go forward if, with the RDA, Teresa, if we say that the erosion controls need to be inspected once they're in before any construction begins, I would be okay with going that way. Any discussion on that procedure?
I think if the applicant notifies us, we can go out and check, yeah,
But before any construction
Right.
begins.
yeah.
Everybody okay with that?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
like
fine.
a good idea where it's so tight.
Would that be acceptable?
Absolutely.
Any other discussion?
Oh, just one other question. Are you going to update the plan that shows the erosion control?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I was just, that way it kind of
Sure,
ties up what we were just discussing.
absolutely.
Great,
not a
thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
Everybody okay with that? Yep.
Yes.
With that said, is it your request that we close the public hearing?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So we have 21 days to issue. I'm sure nothing's going to happen until we see some snow melt.
Yeah.
But once that all happens, you have our permission to put the erosion controls in. Let us know when they are in, and we'll come out and make sure that they're the 25 feet from the resource area. And then from that point on, we can tell you to continue.
Okay, so I'll do that before applying for the building permit, is what it sounds like? And then get that approved, so then we go through the process that will be through conservation.
How about that? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think,
I don't know how that,
Not sure if that's,
I think the one is,
Yeah, you can apply for the building permit.
yeah.
I mean, I'll sign off on it when it's
Okay.
appropriate. That's fine.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue a determination of applicability as a -3 determination with 2 conditions. Work shall be in accordance with the plan referenced herein with the changes to the erosion control, and erosion control shall be installed outside the 25-foot no disturb zone and shall remain in place until work completion.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All set?
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
thank you.
good luck.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
All right, next on the agenda, we have John and Joan O'Connell. Locus is 21 Hamilton Road, notice of intent, DP number 348-0898, and this is for a house addition. And same procedure, if you would sign in, identify yourself for our note taker.
Hello, my name is Troy Stearns of Civil Design. Here on behalf of the applicant and owner, John and Joan O'Connell.
Okay, and give us a brief description as to what's being proposed.
Here today regarding an application for a notice of intent for the property located at 21 Hamilton Road. It is in the R1 zoning district. The site is approximately 2/3 of an acre with a single-family house. Cummings Brook is located near the southwest boundary of the property, and there's a bordering vegetative wetlands located immediately east. Property is also located entirely within a Zone A designated flood hazard area. Purpose of the application is to construct a 300 square foot addition to the existing single-family house. It will be a raised structure constructed on 4 6x6 metal post piles. It's located approximately 101 feet from the bank of Cummings Brook and approximately 42 feet from the wetlands. The entirety of the site is within the 150-foot wetland buffer and 200-foot riverfront area. Only disturbances to the ground will be the installation of the metal post piles. No work is proposed within the 25-foot no disturb area, and erosion control will be installed along the fence line. Any questions or concerns, I can try to address them.
All right, you just said no work within the 25, but I'm looking at flags 1A, 2A, 3A, and the erosion controls are right at those flags. And then on the other side, 8A, 9A, and 10A, those erosion controls are right on those flags. So I would say that's within 25 feet.
Okay, that makes sense. We could move those between the addition and the pool. That makes sense.
Oh. Those would definitely have to be moved. That was my first observation. I'll open it up to the commission for other comments or questions.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. So the posts, how tall are those posts going to be?
I think they're going to be about 7 feet or so.
Posts are going to be 7 feet?
I believe so, yeah.
Above the...
Above the ground elevation.
So the addition is going 7 feet above the ground elevation?
Correct.
Okay, because I was concerned that it was going to be at ground level and, would be taking up, like I had 1,400 cubic feet of flood storage lost, but there really is only the posts are what the storage is going to be that's lost, right?
Correct.
Because it should be, we should be able to see that a little. I know you said architectural drawings. We didn't get architectural drawings, so the plan that we have here is you can't tell that, that those posts are going to be 7 feet high.
That makes sense. We can send those over.
Okay. And the pool is staying,
Correct.
and you're saying, how much, you're saying it's plus or minus 1 cubic foot of storage lost with the posts?
It's 4 6x6 posts. Couldn't tell you exactly how much
Okay,
storage that would be, but fairly negligible.
seems like that, yes. Let's see, what else did I have? So again, that was my real concern. As far as staging and stockpiling, where do you plan on doing that? Is it, you're just digging the material for the post, right?
Yeah. They're using Teco blocks, so it's more of a drill. So it's not going to be too many disturbances to actually install them. But
That material going to be taken off, it's got to be taken off the site, right?
Say that again.
That material that's coming out of the ground needs to be taken off.
Yeah.
Off the site, yeah.
Mhm.
Because there's no place out there to put it, because it's all floodplain.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, all construction material can be put on the south, or along the south face of the house.
Yeah, I was just concerned with the, taking the, whatever was dug out of the ground and spreading it around. I mean, as far as the construction material, I mean, if there's ever going to be a flood, we can move that off the site, How about, have you applied for a special permit from the city? It's possible that you may need one to build in the floodplain like this.
That's something we'll have to take a look at.
And again, maybe you don't have to, because I don't know, but you may want to take a peek at that.
Thank you.
Because it's 7 feet off the ground, you may not need one, but again,
That's what I
I
was
don't
thinking.
know that. Let's see. I guess the plan should probably show driveways and walkways as well.
I was gonna ask where the
That-
driveway is.
Oh, for the existing plan, yeah.
Again, I think we need to see that, we need to see a plan that shows, because it doesn't even say that in the description, that the addition is going to be 7 feet off the ground. So we need to see some language, or the plan would be good to see that.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the commission?
Just one quick question on the posts. What's the depth? Did you say what the depth was, or you didn't know what the depth would be?
I'm not exactly sure, but
Is that?
I'm not exactly sure what that depth would be.
Okay. The other question I have is, so right now, where the proposed addition is going, I'm going to assume is just lawn or growth, just that's what's there now?
I believe there's actually a patio there at the moment.
Patio there. So the patio is going to be coming out?
Correct.
And then what's going to go in place of the patio?
It'll be the addition.
But the addition's going to be up on top of the posts.
Oh, okay.
So is there anything that's going to go in underneath that addition? Because you're going to have this big 7-foot space. So that kind of goes to what the flood storage would be. I was just wondering what the plan was, or is there a plan to build something underneath there, or use that for something, something else? Is it going to be used for storage, or are you going to put a concrete slab down on it? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Is there a preference that you guys would have?
I'm just asking. I have no preference for it at all. I mean, I would say, if it was me, I'd say I wouldn't put anything there, because it's in a floodplain and I'd want as much flood storage as I could have. But I think you might want to think about what that might look like, or if there is a plan to put something there, I think it should be on the plan.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? This is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on the matter? Seeing none, I'll bring it back. Yep.
So, because the entire property is in a FEMA flood zone, there is virtually nowhere to create compensatory flood storage. But there are some structures that are currently existing that are in the flood zone. And so my question is there any consideration of removing any of them, for example, the shed that's on the property?
That's something we'd have to get back to you on.
Okay, because that could essentially compensate for some of the flood storage lost. But I also agree that it's with Commissioner Alonis that a profile plan is needed, so that the commission can actually see what flood storage is not there. And I do think you may need a special permit under the floodplain and floodway ordinance. So you should definitely check into that.
Okay, we don't anticipate this addition being in the floodplain. There's a local LOMA, letter of map amendment for 10 Hart Street, which I believe is next street over. A couple houses down the street. They have an elevation of 101.5 for the determined flood elevation, and our finished floor is going to be about 103.7, so that'll be about 2.2 feet above that flood elevation. So we don't anticipate any compensatory storage needed.
Right, but you do still have the post piles. So those are taking up some flood storage. So that's really what I'm talking about. I understand that you're saying that the addition itself would be above the flood zone. I don't know, I mean, I think that for purposes of estimation, I think it's a reasonable estimation what you're looking at for elevation. But I don't know that the flood, that the FEMA LOMA on another property is actually gonna, like if you needed one here, I think you'd actually have to get one
I'd
for
have
this
to get,
property.
like, investigate that for yourself, but
Okay.
I don't know that, but I'm thinking.
Any other comments or questions? So hearing how we probably are in need of some additional information, I think you pretty much have the list, starting with the erosion controls out of the 25-foot, show the elevated addition, maybe identify the number of posts that they're going to be on and the loss of flood storage, if there's going to be any stockpiling, where that's going to go, and any driveway or walkways need to be shown. Jerry, did I miss anything else?
I think you got everything.
Jim?
Good. Yeah.
So you have that list, so is it your request that we continue? Our next meeting is February 26th, and that means the week before would be the due date.
Okay.
So, is that something that's possible?
Which is next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it your request for the 26th?
Yes.
Chairman, I move to continue this public hearing to February 26, 2026 at 6:30 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Terrific, so we'll see you on the
John,
26th.
I'd like to
Yep.
And just make it 6 o'clock, the meeting,
6
not
o'clock.
6:30.
oh. Agree.
6 o'clock.
So we're gonna meet at 6 o'clock on the 26th.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Moving on to business items. No, if it was... Request to approve change to plan at 8 Presidential Way, DEP number 348-0892. Any discussion? I think we have someone here to speak on the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Brian Jones with Allen & Major Associates, representing Presidential Ventures LLC. And the project is, as you say, 8 Presidential Way, DEP file number 348-892. As you may recall, this past November received an order of conditions for this project. One of the pre-construction conditions required that we have the city engineer review the drainage report, the stormwater management system, and if he had any changes that we should appear back in front of the commission and present those changes. So we did in fact go through a review with the city engineer. He had some recommendations. We have incorporated those. He has in turn blessed that design and provided a letter stating as such that he has no further comments, and that is why we're in front of you tonight. I gave you a brief cover letter explaining what we were doing, the sheets that changed, a copy of the city engineer's letter, but then there are some colored plans in there that show a red overlay, so you can see exactly what changed. The red represents the previous approval design, and obviously what's underlaid it is the new design. So they're very similar. I brought the larger scale here too. Essentially, we changed it from a detention system to an infiltration system. The pipe size changed from a 72-inch to a 48-inch. There's obviously stone now around the pipe. In essence, that's the change that was made to the drainage. We also had some changes to the site utilities. Part of that was through comment from the DPW, who also reviewed the project. Part of it was to avoid the work in this area here, the bridged crossing of the wetland. What the applicant would like to do and has presented to the DPW is to bring the utilities down in front of the building and connect in this location, as opposed to crossing the bridge. So those are the changes. They're all below grade. We didn't make any change to the building or the parking, the grading, landscaping, lighting. Everything else stayed exactly the same.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I had a few things. I think so the drainage report, I think, needs to be updated, right? Calculations on the,
It has been, yes. Yes.
got that?
I did not submit that to the commission. The city engineer obviously has it. That's what he reviewed as part of his review.
Oh, we need it. I think it would be good for us to have for our, file.
Happy to provide that for your files. I can. How many copies would you like?
I would like one. I think the office would probably like one.
Okay.
And then the question goes to the infiltration. Looks like in a couple of spots at least, you're only about a foot above bedrock. Is that the case, or?
That's not what we. I don't think that's correct. Is there a spot that I think that's the case?
I'm looking at, say, test pit 14, where the bedrock was shown to be at 93.7 plus or minus. And the bottom of the infiltration, I believe, is going to be 4.8, so that's roughly about a foot above bedrock, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And it should be 2 feet, right? According
No,
to
no.
Massachusetts.
2 feet of separation from groundwater.
No, I think it's actually groundwater, and then bedrock is even more, according to the handbook. So you might want to take another peek at that. I can read it for you if you'd like. Always investigate site conditions. Infiltration basins must have a minimum separation from seasonal high groundwater of at least 2 feet. Greater separation is necessary for bedrock. So I think you need to take another look at that.
Well, that is also something that can be rectified in the field that we typically do. If there is a spot where there is some ledge, and the ledge is very irregular here, it's removed.
Yeah, well,
That would be the case here.
Yeah, I think what's not irregular is that it's generally the ledge is at 95, 94, 93, and there's the one test pit 13, where no bedrock was found. So, I think there needs to be some more, and I wouldn't go as far as maybe saying test pits, but I think there needs to be some more borings done out there to confirm exactly what we have.
I appreciate that. We have followed exactly what the commission asked us to do. We had a design that was submitted to your city engineer. They reviewed it. They have no further comment. We're back in front of you in accordance with your condition. I appreciate your interest in having it, to a certain level, but if there is some rock that we encounter, that's just removed. That's typical construction.
If it's, what if it's the whole infiltration area is.
I mean, that's the risk that developers take.
Like, again, why, like, when are we gonna know that?
When we're digging the area for the infiltration system, and
I don't know, to me, as a conservation commissioner, I mean, when I see the handbook, it states that you should be a foot or 2 feet, at least, a minimum of 2 feet, possibly more. Like, how do we know that this is gonna drain in 72 hours?
it is shown to drain in 72 hours. That is in the drainage report that was submitted to the city engineer. So, yes.
What about the, so the final, like, I think it's about 100 and, what is it? About 130 feet of pipe that leads to the existing outfall. That looks like it's, is that going to be infiltrating as well there?
Yes.
Now that one is right at the, is right at the bedrock height for that test pit 12.
Again, if that's the situation, then it would have to be removed. I mean, the infiltration is not something that we pursued. It's something that the city engineer felt very strongly about. So we did go back and forth a number of times. It's something that he requested, that we accommodated. That's how the design landed the way it is. His primary concern was phosphorus. He didn't think that the water quality device was going to be effective. We did provide him information. He still wanted infiltration. Obviously, infiltration is really the gold standard for eliminating phosphorus, which is what we're doing.
Let's see. I guess I'm concerned that there's going to be issues with, the runoff if we're not infiltrating it. It's almost, to me, it's almost like a detention system now, because potentially because of the bedrock that's out there. So it's not going to be infiltrating. It's just going to be coming out the end of the pipe because it's not infiltrating.
Appreciate that concern. This particular system has the outlet set up above the water quality volume. Obviously, that's how we get the phosphorus credit. So there is a volume, which is most storms, most day-to-day storms, that would be retained within the system and find its way into the ground.
Where is most of the? I know there's one water quality unit out here. There's actually two. Where is most of this water actually coming from? Is it the water quality unit in the parking lot, or is it some of it coming from other places, or is most of it coming from? Because it looks like that water quality unit 4 at the top there. The driveway is pitched like away from that, right? So all that water coming down from water. That water quality unit number 4 is just, where is that going? Or is that being infiltrated? And how?
So
I guess, and how?
Water quality 4 is in an inlet, it's a catch basin, but it has an insert.
Right.
That connects directly to the infiltration system. So,
How much of that parking lot is it actually capturing?
well, 100% of the parking lot makes its way to the infiltration system. There is no other outlet. everything goes ultimately to the infiltration system.
No, but how is it getting there?
How does it go from the catch basin into the,
I know how it goes from from that unit, that catch basin number 4, but what about down here at the unit, water quality unit number 3? Like, that's just going right into the outlet pipe, pretty much.
well, I mean,
That's capturing quite
you
a bit
call
of-
it an outlet pipe, but in actuality, it is a single pond system. Water that's here, if it fills up, it floods this area. So it is a single pond. Yes, it's a little irregular, but it is a single pond. Just happens to have one leg that runs down.
Okay, well, that's kind of all I have right now. Thank you.
Anybody else? I just had, and it's really a clarification, but on the letter from the engineer, on the first page on the general, the fourth bullet down, it talks about remove from design, the WQ-01, and then it says the last sentence, this reduces the amount of work proposed in the 25-foot no disturb. We issued a waiver for the 25-foot?
The only work we're doing in the 25-foot is removing pavement.
The reason I ask is because the last bullet on that first page says proposed pavement removal is to take place within the 25. So if there's already a waiver in place, I'm okay with all of that. If there isn't, then we should issue, and I would suggest, seeing how the pavement needs to be removed, that we grant the waiver. But I couldn't remember if there's a waiver already in place.
I know we discussed it during our couple meetings that we had. To be honest, I don't recall whether there's a formal vote or not either.
Does anybody remember?
Do you have the order of conditions with you?
Don't.
I thought I remembered granting a waiver, but I would not swear to that. And like I said, if there's one already in place, then I'm okay with the last bullet. But if there isn't one, then I think the commission should definitely issue.
There was not.
It was not.
No.
All right, so seeing how they're proposing pavement removal, which I think is a good thing, I would suggest that we make
Chairman, I'll make that motion. We waive the 25-foot no disturb.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So you have the waiver
Thank you.
to work in
Good.
that parking lot that's within
That should come out.
25 to remove that pavement. Thank you. That was all I had for the time being. Anybody else have any issues or questions?
Yeah, I just had one. So this is just going to be a minor change? We don't need an amendment here, right, to the...
That's my opinion. It's just a plan change. It's graphically looks almost identical. I do realize that we're going from one size pipe to the other size pipe, but it is essentially the same plan.
And the pipe is not a open bottom, right? It's a round perforated pipe?
Yeah, it's a not open bottom.
What's the drawback, I guess, from using an open bottom pipe versus a perforated?
You're talking about an arched system?
Right. Most of the ones we see are actually the arched systems.
Yeah. This particular product allows us to get very close together. It's very efficient. So in trying to minimize the footprint, that's why we went with a pipe system.
All right, thanks.
Anybody else? Jim?
Mr. Chairman, so I just have one question, and thanks for coming before us and
Yep.
presenting this. Is there any type of maintenance that's done on this infiltration system?
Yes, it does need some maintenance. It's possible that sediment would get in there. We do have water quality structures
Yeah.
before it gets to the system, but it is possible that sediment could eventually build up in there. The operation and maintenance plan suggests inspecting it, and we have inspection ports on the lines, and you would run a jet vac down and remove any sediment if it should ever get in there.
So this is a new change from before you came before the commission. So that maintenance plan, that, I'm sure I have that maintenance plan in my documentation package, but has that been updated now to take into account the fact that there is an infiltration system there rather than a detention basin?
Yes.
Has that been presented to the commission?
It was given to your city engineer,
But not here.
but I can certainly provide
Thank you.
copies.
I'd appreciate that.
Anybody else? So do we think we have enough information to approve the change to the plan at 8 Presidential Way?
I don't, but that's just me.
What more would you be looking for, Jerry?
I'd be looking for a little bit more work on the test. I'd like to know what's out there. I'd like to see, 3 or 4 or 5 test borings, just to confirm how much bedrock we have out there. It seems like we have a lot. We had one test pit where it was all sand, and that was the only one, really.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, we did follow what your pre-construction condition was. Required us to go to the city engineer, get his approval if there are any changes to appear back before the commission. If we do encounter ledge, that's something that we can handle during construction.
Any opinions? Move forward or request some more information?
My feeling is this, Mr. Chairman. My feeling is that I think we should know what exactly is out there, especially if we are butting right up against a regulation, and it almost sounds from what Commissioner Lonis was talking about, is that we're close to not meeting that, or not meeting that standard. I think we should know if we are or we're not. However we get to that, I think we need to know that. Now, I think what I'm hearing is what your recommendation is that during construction, you're going to find out that information. Is that right?
And I guess yes, in a way. If you encounter something during construction that's unexpected, then we take care of it. That's
think
not
that-
uncommon at all.
So I think that at the very least, no matter which way we go, at the very least, I think at that point, we need to stop and we need to tie back in with the commission if you find that we do have a bedrock issue and we're not meeting that regulation or that standard. I think we want to know it right at that point, what that is, and then determine what the next steps are, together. I mean, that's how I feel.
Yep. And one of your conditions is the weekly inspections from the environmental monitor. So there's active monitoring that happens during construction, and weekly reports that are submitted to the agent that anyone can look at.
I would agree with Jim as far as that would be, as an alternative, that at the least we should be notified at that point to, and, you know, understand how much of it's, if it all is being dealt with.
And I would agree with all of that. It's just that it's my experience that if we don't request the information up front,
Right.
we're probably not going to get it. It's going to get, oh, we forgot, or oh, this, or oh, that. And
Say it hasn't happened.
I mean,
If I may, Mr. Chairman, I mean, at some point, you do have to rely on the city engineer too, right? You asked him to review the drainage, and this is what he asked us to do. It's not something that we chose to do, it's something that he asked us to do. It prompted us to return to the commission.
well, I can't tell you, I mean, I have had people make promises, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, and in meetings, I'll say if there's any changes or if any information is forthcoming, please bring it to us, and it never gets done. So
I know, but
I'm a little gun shy
I appreciate
of
that.
going the way Commissioner.
You know Allen and Major's local engineering firm. We've been in Woburn for decades.
How difficult would it be to get that information for our next meeting, which was the 26th?
It's not about difficult, and it would take time and effort. It's more about now we need to start soon for this construction season, and there's been commitments made to tenants. So a continue here, a change there, another review by the city engineer. We got our order conditions in November. It's now February. That's how long it took us to go through to comply with that one condition. It's very onerous. We've followed every rule to get to this point.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I'm okay with making the minor change as presented today, but I do agree, if you run into any issues with the bedrock, don't think you're gonna come back in here and ask for another minor change, because that's gonna be a serious situation, we're gonna have to look at it. So if you have to, you know, if you're gonna run into the problems there after we do this, you know, it starts
Understood.
over. Okay.
I do have experience on this particular site with the ledge. It is a loose rock, so it can be excavated.
Brian, is the work on the infiltration system, is that going to be like the first thing that's done?
That's all right. Just introduce yourself.
If you could just sign in.
If you would sign in and identify yourself, please.
Good evening. My name is Pat Keohane. I'm one of the owners of 8A. So you may be aware that me and my partner also own the property right next door of 8 Presidential Way, and we've come before the commission. We've done work in the past. We have a system that we designed and installed, 5 years ago, Brian? Through Allen and Major. So we're familiar with what's out there. We did some test bits. It is loose rock. We will do what we say we're going to do. We're both local people. We've been developing for 40 years. It's not like we're trying to pull something over you guys. But there is a timing issue here. If we don't get going, we lose the tenant. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, and you know, we will absolutely follow through. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Again, in terms of work on the infiltration system, is that one of the first things that happens? Like, we're not going to fill in that current detention basin, right?
I'm in to address that also. Because of the time of year and we'd like to get going, a little early to put working on foundations, so that's one of the first things we're going to tackle on site. So we'll know right away.
Okay. So if we could,
There's not going to be building up and then we run into a problem with rock. It's the other way around.
right. So I guess if we could get some kind of report on how that's going. Obviously, we have an order of conditions that we're not going to amend, so we're kind of relying on that report to come from you guys in the
You have
field.
the condition in there for the environmental monitor, which is a weekly reporting to Teresa. with photos.
Yeah, the environmental
Fairly
monitor is
rigorous.
generally concerned with the wetland around, not the infiltration system that's being installed.
I think that the order of conditions also has a condition about submitting a sequence of work.
Yes,
So
we actually did that. You have that on your desk.
you did do that, but I think you did that prior to this change. Am I correct?
All right, the dates will need to be adjusted. The
Okay.
sequencing and the time gaps, I think, will be the same, but
Okay. And
you're
in
right,
the
because we were optimistic when I gave it to you.
I understand that. In the sequence that was previously provided, was that work up front? I can't remember.
I'll double check.
And if it wasn't, can you amend it? Oh, you need to amend it anyway, so
Certainly.
if you update that,
One of the pre-construction conditions, yep.
thank you.
So there will be a pre-construction meeting, and again, we can have this conversation, so.
All right, well, I would entertain a motion to approve with that condition that Jim mentioned and Commissioner Meany also expressed concerns with. And if it comes back to bite me, then so be it, but it'll be the last time.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion to approve the change of plan as minor for 8 Presidential Way.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you all. Look forward to a
Thank you, and good luck.
successful project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Teresa, we don't have to sign anything.
Nope.
Minutes for January 29th, 2026. And as I stated, I watched the video, so I can vote as well. Don't think I had any... Is any...
I just had one on page 3, second, first full paragraph on page 3. The applicant will submit updated calculations and ask the commission, and it should be a 2, to consider the determination. The second, the first full paragraph.
Got it.
So have put 2 in between commission and consider.
Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the minutes as drafted and amended for the meeting of January 29th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Same.
Any site visits? I find it hard that we would be doing anything with all the snow on the
Right,
ground.
exactly.
We did get some filings, which you have, I think, in packages for the next meeting, but I don't know if you want to schedule anything or wait.
Yeah,
given that there
I wouldn't
is snow.
count on the snow being totally gone in a week, so, we'll put that off until our next meeting. Encroachment updates.
I'll go first, and if that's okay with you, Commissioner Meany. So on the matter of Dooley, I still am waiting for Mr. DeRigo to give us the estimate. Obviously, any estimate to put the chains in between the posts down there and the like. I still haven't received it. I'm continuing to follow up. On the other hand, the work wouldn't start till the spring anyway, so I'll continue to monitor that. I'll get the quote with the plan, getting this done in March. So that's the update on 82 Lexington Street.
With Robinson Road, I received correspondence from Commissioner Malone with the emails that were previous, so I'm going to follow up probably in the same time in March. Again, with the snow cover, it's really
Yep.
not much to do here until we get a good idea what's out there, but we'll have something to go in March.
Very good, thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, would it be okay for me to add a business item E at this point? Is that okay for me to insert one?
Sure, go right ahead.
So I heard an expression once that there's no such thing as a bad idea. I'm not so sure that's true, but I'm going to give this a shot. So I understand, Commissioner Lonis, you were talking about medians earlier and saying, what was the start time, and let's amend the start time and all that kind of stuff, and I was paying attention, very close attention to the banter, and I'd like to present an idea. I have an idea that it might be worth us discussing and considering if all of us would be available and amenable, excuse me, how did I do, amenable? It's a word, okay. Amenable to a 6 o'clock start. I think the earliest starts are preferable for some, maybe not for all, but it's at least worth a discussion and a vote or consideration. And I just thought I'd share.
I'm okay with it. It would maybe cause a conflict with me in the spring and in the fall on occasion because of my part-time job. But for the most part, 6 o'clock would still work on some instances, so I would not object to changing start time to 6 PM instead of 6:30. That's just
Same
my
with-
opinion. I know other people work, and it's difficult for people to get out of work and get here maybe at that hour, so I'd leave it to those of you that are still working, and
I'm usually okay, it's just gonna, like you said, it might be the occasional time I might get stuck, but I'll certainly let the commission know those times that may pop up, but for the most part, I'm okay with the 6.
Same with me, but with the times that might pop up, I'm not going to know until it's pretty much too late to let you know. So I'm typically 6 o'clock's fine for me.
But is it ever, if I may ask, is it that even 6:30 wouldn't ask? Is it like?
That's possible
Yeah,
too.
sometime,
That's
yeah.
possible too, yeah.
I'm the same. I'd support the 6
And,
o'clock.
and those are only pretty much kind of like an emergency
Yes,
situation.
same with me. So,
so otherwise, Pauline, you'd be
otherwise, I'm good with 6. Sometimes even 6:30 doesn't work, but it's very rare. But, so, I more of it, I would be available at 6, so.
so would,
I would support that if everybody else wanted it, but
I'm good with it.
I'm good.
Good with 6.
so would you like to make a motion?
Make a motion that the commission change the start time of our weekly meetings.
They're not
effective-
weekly, sorry.
Excuse me. Periodic meetings to 6 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So it's official, our new start time will be 6 PM.
So it was a good idea.
It was a good idea,
Very good idea.
I think.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, moving on, we have some order of conditions to issue. So the first one is the City of Woburn. Locus is 240 Lexington Street, notice of intent, DP number 348-0896, and that's the construction of the fire station.
Mr. Chairman, I just had one, and it's highlighted on page 28. There's a choice of 2 conditions, number 118. The first would be to change the snow storage plan. Second option would be to put up a temporary snow fence, which would be in the area of the infiltration basin, which we don't want to have filled with snow. My choice would be the first one, that the plan shall be revised. And if it can't be revised and there's no place to put the snow, then the snow will have to be, for me, the snow should be taken off-site. I just feel like that orange construction fence, that it does not stop snow from being
No,
pushed anywhere.
I would agree with that.
So that'd be my preference, would be to keep
The first one.
first condition.
I agree with that, Rick.
I preferred the first one myself.
Then the only other thing I had was condition number 122 on page 29. Permanent freestanding signs designating a no salt zone. Did we determine that there is a no salt zone out there?
There was some concern.
I'm asking.
I don't know if we did. I think that they may have said that in their notice of intent. However, if you want to remove that condition, that's,
Yeah, if they did, I just don't recall it, that's all. So
I think there was some concern from the audience.
there was concern from an abutter, yes, and I can't remember if it was, I think it was addressed in the notice of intent. I cannot remember what was stated in the meeting.
Okay,
But I do remember that
can leave it.
an abutter did bring that up.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue the order of conditions as drafted and amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay. Now we have a signature.
I abstain.
All right, before I go to the next one, I just have a question for Teresa. Was I just lucky and got 2 copies of the order, or did we?
Oh, no, that explains why I couldn't find one. That, yep,
Okay,
that was unintentional.
okay. So, moving on, we have the City of Woburn, the locus is Lake Avenue and Cove Street. Notice of intent, DP number 348-0897, Fish Passage and Viewing Area. Any,
Mr. Chairman, I had just one on page 12, number 7, in the findings. In the last few numbers there, 310 CMR, it should be 10.53 and not 10.52.
That is correct.
okay?
Just want to thank the staff for their work on these last 2 orders. There's a lot of new stuff in here, and appreciate the time and effort that went into it. Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue the order of conditions as drafted and amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstain.
And Mr. Chairman, if I could update the commission.
Good.
The previous meeting, the commission reviewed and accepted the language for an updated ordinance. I did, prior to bringing that to city council, I did want to get the city solicitor's input as well. So I did bring it to him. He had one suggested change, so I printed that out on page 7-3. It is in reference to essentially the definition of an abutter, which he felt was a little confusing in the wording, and so he suggested that we modify the wording. I agree. So it would now just get into as specified in the regulations. So in the regulations, it could be more clearly defined what an abutter is for the purpose of filing with the commission. So if the commission is okay with that, I would just ask that maybe you can confirm that with a motion and a vote.
Chairman, I move to accept the change.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Does anybody have anything else to bring before the commission?
One more update. I just received, prior to the meeting tonight, a report. Commission had previously ratified an emergency certification for work at Olympia Ave. We did receive a report from the Department of Public Works, and it also includes photographs before and after. So everybody has a copy of that.
Thank you.
More snow out there now.
Yeah.
And I think we left it as that we would do a site walk once we have bare ground. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So keep that on your mind that we need to go out and take a look at this. Anything else?
Hearing none, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Nice carry.